Independence is a critical part of the media ecosystem. It's fueled by the billions of dollars that advertisers are investing into that ecosystem. And so independence is a critical cornerstone of how things should operate. And it's the only way for advertisers to drive a sense of accountability in terms of how they're getting a return on those dollars.
Excellent. The next I word, intelligence, is the subject. You've challenged marketers about focusing more on precision over practicality, especially when it comes to data and personalization. So how can brands use intelligence to not just optimize performance, but also drive better business decisions and protect brand trust? And I also love this idea of precision over practicality. I was wondering if you could define that idea a bit more.
I'll try my best on that one. So with billions of dollars being invested in the media ecosystem, it's completely reasonable for those advertisers to want to understand the return on their investment. And data and technology in this current world is enabling them to do that. And so there's enormous pressure, I think, that's coming from the executive teams within these large advertisers, from the finance teams within these large advertisers. And so there is a desire for precision in terms of understanding who is being targeted with the advertising, who is buying the product, so that you can understand who is where the greatest return on that investment is. I didn't say that particularly well, but I will try and pick up on the thread of that. However, I think the desire for precision in what we do today in the media and advertising ecosystem has to be balanced with the practicality of respecting consumers' privacy and the regulation that governs the entire ecosystem. And I think the best way of doing that is to really understand the use case. What is it that we're looking for data and technology to deliver for us in terms of results? And what's the minimum amount of data that we need to collect from consumers in order to fulfill that particular use case?
You've seen wave after wave of disruption, from the rise of digital platforms to the emergence of generative AI, now creating its own sense of unique disruption. Mm-hmm. What does meaningful innovation look like for marketers who are pressured to deliver both short-term and long-term results?
Absolutely. So innovation is absolutely the lifeblood of everything that we do in the media and marketing ecosystem. Clearly, there's been wave after wave of innovation. From an advertiser's perspective, it's very hard, I think, to grapple with those incessant waves of innovation. But the best way, I think, of doing that is to connect the innovations with the business problem that you're trying to solve. And if marketers or advertisers can maintain that discipline, that's the best way of harnessing innovation to drive their business results.
Absolutely perfect. So lastly, Gerry, I want to ask your advice. Mm-hmm. For marketers navigating a increasingly fragmented, increasingly fast-moving media landscape, mm-hmm. What do you suggest in terms of ways to lean into independence, intelligence, and innovation, as you described so ably, in ways that are actually actionable?
Independence, intelligence, and innovation are absolutely critical to both the companies that are serving the marketing and advertising ecosystem, but also advertisers and marketers in terms of driving their business results. And I think the best way for those advertisers to harness all of those technical innovations is to make sure that they are linking it through to solving the business problems that they're trying to solve and the needs of the consumers that they're trying to serve.